Okay, it's Wednesday and we have warmer weather today, so we're heading out into the backcountry. And it's supposed to be about 10 degrees warmer today and warmer tonight as well than it was last night. It got down to 29 last night. That was pretty cold. I'm just waiting on my phone to finish charging, even though there's no coffee pot's ready. There's no cell service out there, but I do use my phone for a camera. Just having a cup of tea here while we're waiting for that to charge. Okay, I got my backcountry permit, so we're heading out into the backcountry today to do some backcountry camping here at Pictured Rocks. A lot more leaves have fallen since I first got here a few days ago. It's still very pretty around here though. It's about 2 o'clock, I think, so we got about 4 hours of daylight left. When you fill out a backcountry permit here, you have to not only pick which campsite you're going to use, but you have to pick a particular site in that campsite for each day. So if you're going to go from one campsite to the next, like if you're doing the North Country Trail, which goes all the way through Pictured Rocks, there's several campsites along the way that you can use with your backcountry permit, but you have to know beforehand, plan beforehand which one you're going to stay at each night. So you have to pretty much stick to your own schedule that you make, which kind of sucks, because I'm kind of more like a wing it type guy. I like to do what I want to do when I want to do it. But, you know, I'll follow the rules. And there are a lot of them. Like, no bringing any axes or hatchets. Those are not allowed out here. You can have a fire, but it has to be in a fire ring. The fire ring that they provide. There's one fire ring at each campsite. And if you're going to be sleeping in a hammock, you have to stay within 15 feet of your campsite marker. So you better hope that there's appropriate trees within 15 feet of it, or you're going to be SOL. But anyway, I didn't bring my hammock system this time. It's supposed to be warmer now at night. It's supposed to be in the 40s in the night, so my hammock system probably would have been all right. But it's only rated for 40. So I'm gonna sleep on the ground today. I've got a different system. And you'll see when we get there. I'll show it to you. That's the other side of Beaver Lake from where we were hiking yesterday. campsite is supposed to be pretty close to the lake and a creek. As you can see, Big Beaver Lake is pretty calm today. There's not much wind to speak of. I hope that stays true throughout the night. Like there's not a soul around out here though. I tripped over a root and fell down. I think I'm okay though. This pack is heavy. Ah! Whew. Okay, this is a group site for backcountry camping. Let's take a look. This is the group fire pit. And they provide these food storage boxes right here. I guess they are bear resistant. Oh, someone's here. We made it. There's the community fire pit. And here's the food storage box right next to it. Huh. Where's my site? Right here. Looks like somebody has had a fire here before. It's a cool spot though. Look at the size of that white pine. Holy moly. Look at it. That is huge. And that birch tree, that's huge as well. Somebody's been carving their names in it. Dipshits. You can get that everywhere, I guess. But yeah, this is home for tonight. Right here. Well, that's it. My camp for tonight is all set up. Got the same rain fly that I used with the hammock system. See, this is the beauty about camping in the fall. Once it gets colder like this, you don't really need a tent. I mean, the tent is good for keeping bugs out, but that's it. It's not going to provide any more protection than that. The rain fly will keep the rain off if it does rain. Not supposed to be any, but I put it up anyways. And I have a pad, mattress pad, and a bivy sack with a paratrooper bag in it, and then I put another lightweight bag inside of that. So I should be good as far as staying warm tonight. This is a pretty spot. Look at how close I am to the water. Big Beaver Lake is just a few steps away. That's Jim's kayak down there. He's the other guy that is here, Jim, at this camp. There's only 4 sites here, and he has one of them, and I have the other. Nobody else around for miles. Very quiet, peaceful, and calm out here. Beautiful lake. And in my opinion, this is way better than being at a campground. Way better. Just gotta have a little snack. I have to put all my food away. In the bear box tonight. You don't want me laying here with food on me. Another good thing about not being in a tent, if you hear footsteps, you want to know what kind of critters running around out there, you just got your flashlight and you can shine it on them and see them. And if it wasn't so cloudy, you could see all the stars too. Which is always good.
She just wrote me back.
So now your message comes on there.
Yes, you could. It says, "Okay, Jim, tonight here." Just
Jim has a satellite texter. That's what he's showing us here.
yeah, it says, "Okay, Jim, tonight here, it is going to be 39. There around 44, 45. So it's 44, 45.
Where is she, in Pennsylvania?
She's in, kind of on the Ohio, Pennsylvania border.
It's going to be colder there, huh?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, I think Lake Superior's keeping us warm right now.
Could be. Yes, it's working in our
I
advantage.
actually was up here a couple weeks ago, and I went in to I went in the water, Lake Superior.
Oh, no
and
kidding.
It was like bath water. And I've never seen it like that before.
I was going to say that's unusual because it's normally cold.
It's normally numbing cold. Chicken and dumplings.
I need to invest in a stove like what you have. I got a little alcohol stove and it's, now I can't even get the lid off of this thing.
You probably had it for years though.
I have.
It served you well.
I think I'm going to have to cannibalize it here. I'm not going without my coffee tomorrow. I don't mind eating a cold dinner, but I got to have my coffee.
But that's the first time I've used that stove though.
I can do that for you. That's all I can do for
What
you.
is it? Oh, some tea?
Yeah, it's kava. I don't know if you've ever kind of had that.
Oh, it's caffeine free. This is good for tonight.
Okay.
Thank
yeah.
you.
So
Great.
that's all I have. I had some black tea, but I think I used it all. Well, what I found is if you do camping in the wintertime where it's cold, and especially if you're upper in a higher elevation, things like white gas and alcohol and stuff, they don't work real well. You need that. I think that's a propane butane mixture that's in those canisters.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And they work real good in cold weather.
Okay. I got some water from the lake. I'm boiling. Kill the protozoans so I don't get some gastrointestinal ailment. And Jim gave me some tea. I'm gonna make some tea. This is the water that I brought with me, but it's gone already. I wasn't concerned because I knew that we had access to the lake here and I could boil water. That should do it. They say it only has to boil for about a minute.
I was driving up here and stopped at a visitor information center right across the bridge, the big bridge there.
Yeah.
And they have a black wolf that's been stuffed, but it was killed on, what is that, I-75? Is that
The one that goes up to the Sioux, yeah.
Yes, it was killed on I-75 back in 2003. Now, I didn't know there were wolves in here.
Yeah, there's wolves, there's cougars, there's bears, there's moose.
Some years back, this was before the whole COVID thing, we'd probably go back there too. If you're ever out there, it's called Great Sand Dunes National Park. And the ranger, he even mentioned, because Andrea started talking to him, because we saw the signs, danger, cougar in area. And he mentioned, he said, well, we haven't taken the signs down, but he said we actually had to kill the cougar because it was coming into the campground. And I mean, there's little kids about this tall riding around on tricycles and stuff in that campground. And I mean, that cougar could have grabbed one of those kids and probably bolted off with it before you ever even knew what was going on.
Right.
So, I mean, I hate to see animals like that destroyed, but there was just, and two hikers mentioned that they had an encounter with it on the trail. And normally cougars will want to run away from you, especially if it's more than one person. And they said that this cougar seemed like it wanted to close the distance between them, and but it didn't seem like it was in an attack mode. But I don't know whether it was just curiosity or what, but yeah, it ended up getting it killed, I guess.
Yeah. A lot of people say they see them, but I think a lot of these sightings are actually bobcats,
Okay. Yeah.
which has a shorter tail.
Yes.
So if you can't see the tail, you might think it's a cougar.
Yeah, I actually had the pleasure of seeing a bobcat one time. It just stood there and looked at me, and I looked at it. And I mean, what you think is seconds, you think is minutes or something. But we were just sort of looking at each other, and then it just turned around and walked away. But it was probably from here to that fence post there, that sign
Oh, yeah?
post. Yeah, it was really cool.
I actually walked up on a bear once when I was younger. When I was backpacking Porcupine Mountains.
I've heard of that. Yeah, Porcupine Mountains.
That's west of here. But anyway, I was only 15 and was walking down a trail, and I crested a hill. And I started looking down the other side of it, and there was a bear. It was in the woods, you know. It didn't see me at first, but I just stood still and didn't really know what to do. And eventually it looked right at me and turned and bolted.
Oh,
It sounded like an elephant running through the woods.
jeez. Huh. Like things crashing and stuff, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't make these things up, but we were at Glacier National Park in the campground, and I remember I was making baked beans out of the can, on the Coleman stove, heating them up.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat down to eat, and I put some baked beans in a dish for Andrea, and I just started eating them out of the can. And a chipmunk ran up my pant leg, and jumped into that can jumped into that pot right while I was holding it.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and I had to take the spoon and like scoot him out of there. Corey Andrea, she goes, "You still gonna eat it?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna eat it. I'm hungry, But
Yeah.
but that chipmunk was fearless.
Jeez. You're probably not the first one who's done that to.
Well, yeah.
Well, people probably try to feed them by hand. And it's 11 o'clock. Jim went to bed a few hours ago. So quiet out here. Very quiet tonight. Hardly any wind. If I shoot my light up into the sky, I can see tiny snowflakes falling. Although it's not that cold. It's got to be somewhere in the 40s. Very still and quiet. Yep. That's what I do when I hear other animals walking around and they get a little bit too close. They don't want anything to do with humans. Make a little noise, let them know you're there. They go turn around and go the other way. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Still got another 3 hours of darkness here. Try to get a little more sleep. It's 7:45 and it's just starting to get light. Dawning of a new day. There's a beaver swimming on Beaver Lake. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Good morning, beaver. What a beautiful morning it is. Very calm. Morning. I'm gonna cook my breakfast. I was talking to Jim last night. Jim's the other guy staying at this campsite. The only other guy within miles. Anyway, Jim is 10 years older than me. He's 67. He says he does solo backpacking, camping, backcountry camping. 3 or 4 times a year, he said. Been doing it his whole life. He was telling me one of the things he noticed was the woods has gotten quieter. Everything's gotten quieter. He said there used to be, you could hear a lot more insects and bugs and animals, birds, but now it's just quiet. Gotta boil some water. Have scrambled eggs with ham and peppers, freeze dried. I was doing a lot of thinking about nature and my surroundings here. At some point in time, man decided to separate himself from nature. And I think that's where things went wrong. My clothes probably look a little funny. These are insulated pants liners and coat liner. That's Army issue. I got it yesterday at a Army surplus store. Pants were $1, and coat was $3. If you can believe that. Works pretty good. Adds an extra layer of insulation. I'm not really cold sitting here. Okay, that should be long enough. Definitely more than a minute. I gotta decide if I'm gonna come back camping here, if I'm gonna get my permit for a different site and then check out some of the other ones, and it might be what I'm gonna do. Just, I mean, now I know what this place is about. I really like this spot. So I'm gonna go back. I gotta pack up and pack out and get back to the van, and I didn't bring enough food anyway to stay, but I do have to renew my backcountry permit, grab some more food and go from there.